Hello again, this is Paul at VirginiaLandowner.com, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about listing and selling a home. A lot of people do not know much about listing a home. It gets very complicated. So what happens a lot of times is people will put a sign on their house and maybe on the yard, and it's called a for sale by owner, and they hope that someone will drive by and eventually call them and they'll sell their house. Now that's the very simplest way to try to sell your home, but some people are very successful at that and some people are not, because what happens is a real estate transaction involves a whole lot of people, and we need to qualify a buyer because somebody's going to spend a lot of money on a home. It's good that a realtor can go and talk to them and see, well, are you a qualified buyer? And that way the homeowner doesn't need to deal with the customer on that level, you see. So that's one of the advantages of having a broker or an agent on your side, because they will do all the communication with the buyers, and they will handle a lot of things like arranging inspections and showing the home and a whole lot of things. And typically a realtor will know a lot of other people in the business. So let's say your house needs to be inspected, and this one guy over here is busy, but then they might know another one that come and inspect the house. So a realtor's resources and the contacts that they have can greatly increase the speed at which a house has sold, and it'll increase most of the time it will increase the price, because what happens in real estate is if someone sees a sign on the yard that says for sale by owner, a lot of people will drive by, and there are investors out there who would just love that, because they know, okay, well, the guy's already discounted the commission, so I can get that house a lot cheaper, you see. And maybe the guy doesn't know much about selling a house, so maybe I can even, get a really great deal, you see. So what happens is, if you have an agent working on your side, they're gonna be getting you the best price, and oftentimes, because they belong to a multiple listing service, the house gets seen everywhere online and so on, and even locally in the region on other realtor sites and so on. So there's a great advantage in having a person help you sell your home. Statistics say that about somewhere around 6 or 7% of the homes sold are actually sold by themselves. And a lot of times those are flippers, people who are very sophisticated at buying and selling homes, or they've done it a lot of times, or maybe they're an attorney or whatever, they have someone in the family. So it's possible to sell a home on your own, of course, but it's not as easy as people might think, and oftentimes it results in a much lower price. So again, I always try to help people. If they want to sell a home on their own, fine, I'll help them. I'll help them get a price roughly and give them a little bit of information. And what I'm anticipating is probably you might have a little difficulty and maybe you'll sell it on your own, but if not, maybe you'll consider listing with me, because I have some professional experience and some knowledge of this industry and a lot of contacts, so I can help you. Now, as far as the listing process, you can, and depending on the market, it can take some time to sell a home, and you'll want to make sure that you get it ready in every possible way. Just so you know, a lot of times when you have your own home, you fill it up with stuff, and when you get ready to sell your house, you're ready to move out. So it's a good idea to prepare the home by taking a lot of the stuff out of the house that you really don't need, because people who buy a house, they like to see less clutter, and they like to see a lot of room in the home, and they like to see that somebody has taken kind of care of it, and they start imagining, well, their own drapes and their own furniture and so on. So the more you can get out of your home or house when you sell it, it's going to really help you a lot. Same way with things in the yard and cleaning it up. Now, the realtor can help you in other ways. They can't come to your house and clean your garage, although sometimes it does happen. But a realtor is trying to help you, give some information and understanding of the process. So as far as getting a price, a lot of people, when they sell on their own, they try to get a high price, which is naturally try to get a high price, but it may or may not work in that convenient at that time in the market, because your home may be very different from the one even just across the street from you. And there's a whole lot of uniqueness about every single house. So what a realtor does is they use their professional expertise, and they do some serious calculations, and oftentimes they'll measure and try to get square footage and so on to understand, what will this house sell? What's the best price I'm going to likely get in this house or this home at this time in this particular market? Now, at the time that I'm talking about this right now, it's November of 2020, and the interest rates are very, very good and very, very attractive. In times like that, people can qualify for a home that they maybe didn't qualify before. So there's a lot of very strong interest now in buying a home, and there's a lot of people looking out there, and a lot of people trying to get out of the cities and out of the congested areas and out into the countryside. So again, I'll make these videos short, but I am a realtor who specializes in the rural area. And in the rural areas, you have things like wells and septic tanks and easements and all kinds of other things that are a little more complicated than selling a home on a small lot in a major town. So explore this website, some of the other videos and different segments of the business, and please be free to contact me at any time, and I'll happy to answer questions. And if you live in Virginia, I can list and sell your home, and I'd be glad to help you. So thanks again for listening.